Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to have a fun little thinking experiment with you all. So, my topic today is the far future of humanity. I believe that will raise some uh, interest within this topic the moment I mention it. Far future of humanity. Now, how will that be like? Now, right now we have a lot of theories about how the far future will become, and most of them are quite grim, honestly. Most of them leads to human extinction, alien invasion, the end of humanity, blah blah blah. But today we're gonna look into a more optimistic aspect, a more positive side on what will happen to humanity. So, the aspect I'm going for today is artificial intelligence and neuroscience. And with the combination of these two, we can reach to a point where humanity don't need to evolve anymore. Now, first of all, for those of you who some got question marks above their head, they're wondering, what is neuroscience? Well, neuroscience is the science for nerves and neuro, and which particularly talk about the brain. So neuroscience is the science for brain. So completion of that meaning we can control our brain, because right now we have a lot of mystery about it. So now moving on, that will be three main points I'm going to talk about on what will happen with humanity when we reach this level. So what the first point is immortality. Ooh, immortality. That's right. Something that for us for now it's not within our reach. That is impossible. How will that be applicable to us with the combination of that two? I will explain. So, the way this will work is neuroscience will preserve our brain. With neuroscience, we're going to preserve our brain in a preserving chamber somewhere, and with that, we're going to translate the brain impulse using neuroscience and transfer them to AI, which use the artificial intelligence knowledge with that from there on. So our brain is somewhere, we are moving the AI somewhere else. So technically we are moving with a non-destructible body that cannot die from old age if you are maintained properly. So wouldn't that be interesting? No, like by that time in the far future, I would assume humanity would reach 1 trillion people, 1 trillion population on the planet. So that would be amazing. 1 trillion people wandering around, immortal. They don't have any fear of death. So now going to the second point, what will happen? We're going to focus more on the artificial intelligence aspect for now. So what can we achieve? Most people will be skeptical about this because right now we have a current crisis about artificial intelligence taking over job opportunities and such. Well, how will this actually save humanity? You might ask. So, the way I look at it, in my perspective, jobs are problem faced by humans, and we have to fix them. And in order to motivate people to fix them, there is currency, there is money. So, if technically all the problems that we face now can be fixed by AI, then there's no longer need for currency. So there won't be people starving or dying. There's no longer need for that. Everybody can live. Everybody can survive. They can eat. They can do anything they want. So wouldn't that be that might wreck your brain a bit? Like think about it. There's no longer a problem. We don't need job, but if this happens, then people might be afraid that artificial intelligence take over. So in order to avoid that, my idea is we implant specific tasks for specific artificial intelligence. They're not going to be self-learning or super advanced or something like that. They're going to, like a coffee seller will only sell coffee. That's all they can do. And well, other than that, something that they can't, something to avoid us from being afraid of AI, leadership job will still be tasked to humanity. We will still task that to human. So with that, so there's where would this go? Because human won't do anything anymore. We will be lazy. We're not going to evolve anymore. So what will happen? We are going to focus ourselves on the creative aspect, ladies and gentlemen. So what will that be? Entertainment and art. Something only human, only we can do. Not we can't let AI to do that. So imagine 1 trillion people 10% of them going to the law enforcement or leadership job, and 90% of us focus on entertainment. Well, there's a counter argument where they say, what will motivate us to do that? So my idea is we can have a 3 layer of society chamber. So there's like 3 layer of level. There's going to be low level, mid level, and high level of living lifestyle. Well, obviously that's a bad idea based on history, because there's going to be discrimination. But that's not how we're going to look at it. We are going to make it different this time. There's no longer currency, but it depends on your interest if you want to go to the high lifestyle. And with neuroscience, we can neutralize those negative emotion if you go too far with it. Now, the final point, which linked to that point that I made earlier, we're going to focus on neuroscience now. Ooh, neuroscience. What do we do that with? If you're very interested with me, and if you're with me at this point. So neuroscience, with that, we can avoid violent actions, wars, and negative emotion from human. So crime will technically be ended because there's no longer need. There's no currency. What are you gonna steal? There's no point. So if there's no longer criminal, who would still do crime? Sociopath, psychopath. Now we can deal with them now. A humane way to deal with them. We can ask them if they would rather die after they did a crime, or if they would rather get their mind changed so that, well, they could still have an option. So with that, that problem is fixed. So there's no longer violence, there's no longer crime. People don't have fear to die anymore, and entertainment industry will flourish. We can have all sorts of things that we can't imagine right now. And 1 trillion people, multi-planet living, there's all of that just coming together. And, well, there's no problems anymore. We don't have to face anything. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a great time with me. We're good looking at optimistic sides. I hope we have like more will for us to live and move on to the future. So with that, keep in mind and have a nice tomorrow. Thank you.